Hi everyone, welcome back to In the Kitchen with Delightful Donna. Today we're making Butter Swim Biscuits. Follow along. So we have all of our ingredients here ready. One thing is that when you make biscuits, it normally calls for buttermilk, and I don't just keep buttermilk at home, but I have a tip for you guys. So we're going to show you how to have a substitution for that. So we're going to take 2 cups of milk. I'm using low fat. You can use whole, you can use whatever you like. And then we're going to take 2 tablespoons of vinegar, maybe. There we go. And we're going to put that in the milk and we're going to let it sit for just a minute or so while we get our other ingredients together. Just like that. Give it a little stir. Whoops. Just like that. And that gives you sour milk or buttermilk. So that's going to be ready for our recipe. All right. I've preheated my oven to 450 degrees and I melted a stick of butter. And we're going to pour the stick of butter into an 8x8 baking dish. And that's your swim. For your biscuits to swim in. And now we're going to start in on our other ingredients. So 2.5 cups of flour. I've mentioned this in other videos, but when you're putting flour into baking goods, you want to fluff up your flour a little bit so it's not so packed. Well, that didn't work. There we go. So we want 2.5 cups. This is a 1/2 cup measure. 1 cup. 2 cups. And 2.5 cups. All right. Then we're going to add 2 teaspoons of salt. I'm using pink Himalayan salt. You can use whatever salt you like. Table salt, kosher salt. And 4 teaspoons of baking powder. And a tablespoon of sugar. Got a clump in there. All right, we're gonna mix our dry together. This is a very quick and very easy recipe. All right, that's good and combined. Now we're gonna take this milk that we put the vinegar in and we're gonna pour that in. This is going to be a wet batter. And you're thinking, biscuits, how are you going to do that? You have to roll biscuits, but we don't roll these. That's the magic. We're going to combine it. You want to break up all those clumps of flour. Okay, so I clearly read my recipe wrong. I was looking at the milk and I said 2 cups of milk and it was supposed to be 1 cup of milk, so that's my fault. So I'm here to make mistakes so you don't have to. So to remedy that, we just added some more flour. And I added about 1.5 cups more flour, and this is the consistency we're looking for. That looks a little better. All right, So now let's put it in the pan. And you're just going to drop it in there. And you see how that butter is pooling up? That's what you want. All right. And you're going to try to spread it as best as you can. It's very thick, like I said. Just try to get it into the corners as best you can. Then all right. Now that it's into our corners as best as we can, there we go. Now we're going to take this little knife and we're going to score it. Just like this. You're going to make 9 little squares. Like that. Just like that. And we're going to pop it in the oven for 25 minutes. All right, timer has gone off. Let's check on the biscuits. Wow. Those look delicious. All right, we'll let them cool down for a few minutes and then taste. All right, let's see how we can serve these up. I'm just gonna go along those score lines that I had from before. Let's see if we can get it out in one piece. Oh, wow. Look at that. Now that's a good looking biscuit. Let's get some butter on it. Wow, look at that. All right. Well, let's take a little piece. Oh, it's hot. Mmm. That's a really good biscuit. Wow, I'm so surprised. Mmm. It's nice and fluffy on the inside. It's got a crispy top, which is really, really nice. Those are delicious. Wow, thanks so much for watching, guys. Make sure to like us on all of our social media and give us a follow here on YouTube and tap that notification bell so you don't miss any videos that are upcoming. And thanks for watching. Bye.